Hey there, I'm your host, Brooke Van Sickle, and I have the wonderful Kiri Jorgensen with me here. Hey, Kiri, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
We are so excited to have you. Thanks so much for taking the time to do this. So, guys, if you've never met Kiri before, Kiri Jorgensen is the publisher and senior editor at Chicken Scratch Books, which started in 2021. And she's also a writer, teacher, entrepreneur, wife, and mother. And her involvement in the children's literature spans almost 3 decades, so almost 30 years, guys. This is a lot of knowledge we're going to get today. Okay, so let's look at it from then a publisher's perspective, because you're also a publisher and you are traditional, so you do have rejection letters and you do turn stories away. So what traits in a story are a sign that it isn't ready to be published?
Okay, that's a good question. Probably my biggest reason for rejecting manuscripts that get submitted to Chicken Scratch Books is that they're not middle grade novels. And that's why I always lead off anytime I'm talking to writers, please know your age categories, know how your book fits. If your book is not a middle grade novel, I'm not going to publish it. No matter how much I love the story or how much I love you as a writer, it has to be a middle grade novel. That's what we do. So know your writing, know the story age category that your writing fits. That's the number one thing I reject for. The next thing I reject for is in middle grade is voice. Middle grade voice is very unique. Again, we're a unique age category. It's those kids 9 to 13. They think in a unique way, and your story has to fit that, meaning your main character has to respond instinctually, respond conscious decision-wise. They have to respond emotionally in age-appropriate ways for 9 to 13-year-olds. They have to respond in a way a 9 to 13-year-old will respond. So how do you know that? A lot of it's intuitive for a writer as they're going through a story. Spend time with kids that age category. See how they respond to situations. See how they view the world. Their views are different than teenagers or adults. I often have to reject stories because they don't have a middle grade voice. The voice just isn't appropriate. I mean, I say appropriate in that what I mean is it doesn't fit that age category. It doesn't fit that age category. The voice has to also be consistent. Sometimes I have to reject if the voice is just kind of not really solid and kind of all over the place. I have to have a consistent voice. This character is who they are from beginning to end, and that has to be solid. Voice is an element of character. Motive is an element of character. Those are what I look at way more than the plot when I'm looking at a manuscript and considering it for publication. If you've got a strong character with a strong voice, we can do anything we need to with the plot to make it perfect with our editing process. But your character and your voice is what you have to bring to the publisher to be able to create a connectable story for middle grade readers. So make sure it's middle grade. Make sure that you've really, really focused on that character, and their voice and their motive are the main things that I look at when I'm considering. And just if you have a strong voice and motive with your character, I'm going to see it right off the bat in the manuscript in the first couple of chapters. And so I will connect with that character. If I connect to the character, I'm going to be interested in exploring that manuscript further.